you. Woo! Okay. More. Let's hear more. Thank you. Now, this is going to be a special afternoon, but before I get into introducing you to Richard Pryor, a man whose work I've enjoyed for at least 10 years, I got to tell you the truth. Now, how many people at home, how many people in the audience have had those nights where you stay up until about 4 o'clock in the morning, get about 3 hours sleep, and you feel so mellow that nothing could bother you, right? Did anybody know that feeling? Yes? Okay, now, doing this program every day as I do, basically, I'm up every morning at 7 o'clock. You know, I like to go jogging. I get all this exercise. Last night, I really had a party. I went out Halloween. Did anybody go out Halloweening last night? Yeah? I hit Studio 54 at about 12:30 and left at 4 a.m. This was a party that was one of the most colossal parties I've ever seen. 5,000 people dancing at 4 o'clock in the morning when I left, not one sign. It may still be going on for all I know. I got 3 hours sleep. I know I got great guests on the program today. I mean, Richard Pryor, Helen Reddy, Jeff Wald, I'll make him come out, Edwin Newman, Hilde La Madrid. There's no way this can be a bad show. But I got to tell you, this isn't going to be the effervescent, you know, Mr. Personality, dynamite Bill Boggs you're used to, because frankly, I've had about 2.5 hours sleep. So I want to share that with you because in case you're wondering, you know, do you think can you tell, June? You think I look good? Heavy makeup today, June. Richard's going to wake me up. I first saw Richard Pryor and Mr. Kelly's at the exact same time I was working with Helen Reddy. So for me, this is an interesting thing. 10 years ago, Richard Pryor was working a club out there. I don't know at what stage he was in his career, but I know one thing. He was extraordinarily funny then, and I followed his career for the last 10 years. This past Friday night, I went to see this movie that he's made called Which Way Is Up. I took some people. Honest. No hype. This is a really funny movie. This movie is one of those movies where you just recoil in laughter. There were people who wet their pants in the screening room. True. Honest. Honest. There was a puddle on the floor of the screening room. Now, that's all I can say. Here is Richard Pryor right now. Welcome.
Thank you.
You got a lot of friends and fans. You're quite welcome. You deserve it.
Okay.
You know what occurred to me as I was watching this funny movie?
No.
Why is this guy, of course you don't, why is this guy fooling around on television when he's making a brilliant movie like this? Tell me about that. Why'd you ever bother with TV with all the censors and network executives when you're so good and you're going to have one of the most brilliant comedic careers since Merman? I mean, it's going to be great. Tell me.
Tell you what.
Tell me what you do when you've had 3 hours sleep.
I get 5 more hours of sleep.
You want to take over for a while? Let me go in the back.
I get plenty of sleep.
You do?
Yes, I love
Sleep's important.
Yes, I love it.
It's cozy. You know?
It's nice.
Curl up with a pillow.
I prefer a woman.
You know something? So do I. It's one of the reasons why I was out so late last night, too, as a matter of fact.
Good for you.
I don't particularly want to be serious in this, but there are some things I am wondering about, though.
Okay.
Yeah, that same question about why mess around with TV where you got restrictions and executives?
$2 million.
That'll do it, I guess, yeah. That'll do it. Well, I thought, you know, I checked this out with...
I was going to have a chart on the show. They wouldn't let me have it. I was going to have a chart. I was telling someone else this. I was going to have a chart to show that as the shows got worse, my money got larger. You know, they call it integrity chart. So, integrity 3, money 12.
I got it. By the time that this recent series was finished, what was your integrity mark?
I think my integrity was about 4.6.
On a 10 scale?
On a 5.
On a 5. You didn't do too badly.
No.
Well, I checked it with Gwen Barrett and with Gary Hoffman, and we want you to know that this appearance at midday today, you can do anything you want. I don't want you to feel restricted. If there's anything they wouldn't let you do on NBC, we'll let you do it here.
Thank you.
Would the lady in the blue dress please come forward?
The television thing, you know, a lot of people said it was canceled, and the show wasn't canceled. You know, we only did 4 shows, and that was our intent because it's hard work trying to do something and people telling you you can't.
It must be tough, you know, looking over your shoulder. Like
and they lie. Grown men lie to you, to your face.
Like what? Can you give me an example?
Well, we'll fix that. It's not our fault. And I'll be right back. I'll be with you Wednesday. We'll talk about it.
And then they'll go to somebody else.
Fix it. You know, make sure that doesn't get on, okay? Don't tell him I said so.
Right? And then they look you in the face, and I want to hit them in the face, you know? And you can't do that because the court, they sue you now. You know?
Yeah, that's this new thing.
Yeah, it's $60,000 for a left hook. It's not worth it.
No. Well,
and plus, you might get dusted, too, and it's very embarrassing. You know, you don't always win them fights when you be hitting somebody.
No.
It's very embarrassing to have an old white man whoop you at NBC. All through the halls.
So how'd you leave it with these characters?
Well, I left it like I went. I left everything intact, said so long, and thank you very much, and see you at the Bank of America.
Do you think that based on your experiences on television that you'll get back into it? I mean, if the money is right, would you go back? Or?
It's not about that. It's mostly about what I really want to do is just do the show. I have to do some specials. So what I'm going to do is do the specials and give it to them, and they can do with them what they want.
Yeah. Well, what kind of stuff are they giving you the most trouble about in terms of censorship? Nudity or lying?
Like waking up.
Just getting out of bed in the morning?
They just have it in their minds that they want to hire somebody, but they don't want any communication made. You know, they want to like make you into something. I don't know. It's like, I guess it goes into white homes. They're worried about that a lot.
What do they? Yeah, you know, it's funny. Gwen Barrett, our associate producer, or sometime producer, is black. You know, and Carmen Matias is Hispanic.
You have to be colored to be on television. You can't,
yeah, colored.
Yes, you can't be black. You have to have a little colored in there. Just a taste.
Tad.
Yeah, just to keep it interesting for America.
Yeah. Well, she said, we were talking about your humor, that your humor offends white people, and I'm not that easily offended. Like, I'm not coming from a spot where Richard Pryor is going to offend me. I think you have humor that makes us see a lot of the truth and laugh at things we wouldn't normally laugh at. I think that's part of what you're doing. What do you think that these executives are afraid you're going to do to white America?
Probably stop some racism.
Stop racism?
Yeah. I'm probably afraid of that because then people don't hate each other. And people start talking to each other, and then they start talking to each other, they find out who's the problem.
Which is?
Greedy people.
Greedy people. I have a couple things I want to ask you there. Do you really think that some of the guys that you've dealt with at NBC, no names, right? Because there's lawsuits for that, too, that some of these guys really want to promote racism actively, or is it a subconscious?
I just think it's part of capitalism, is to promote racism. You know, right? In order to make things work. If you feel better because you're white and you can get a job, you use that. I mean, you know, I would.
Absolutely.
Say, I'm sorry, Jack, but shit, they say I'm white. I'm going to use this.
Right, absolutely.
Get this job. I'm hungry, you know. But, and that separates people. So they keep people separated, and that keeps them from thinking about the real problem. That's as simple as I see it. Probably it's not that simple, but...
Now, all right. You and I are about the same age, right? We're in our mid-30s. How long is it going to take before guys who think like you, and I say guys who think like me, people who don't want to have racism in the country, people who don't want to be oppressing any minority, whatever it is, sexual, whatever minority, really get into positions of power and can change things?
You can't get in a position of power, it seems, if you think like that. It seems that the only time you get in a position of power is if you're like the people that are in power. To me, I mean, that's the way it goes. I mean, people that get to become executives become like the people that were already executives.
I don't know, maybe...
They go in with good intentions, but it eats them up. It's like a cesspool, you know, it just gets on you and it starts eating.
The system levels them.
Pretty soon it's all gone.
Is that what a cesspool sounds like?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, we'll be back right after this. Here's a good guy, Richard Pryor. Don't go away.